Hello everybody. Today we're going to be exploring more in depth a problem that I noticed happened in my last road trip out of town. It's that 400-mile round trip video that I posted by popular demand because you guys didn't want me to rent cars anymore, so I decided the last one I would take my own car, you know, because I missed it, and ultimately because I do love driving it. Although exploring other cars is kind of a side project of mine. And today couldn't be a better day to describe and kind of go through the issue that I covered in that video, but just briefly, it's the problem I have with my HVAC system. And in particular, it's where my AC works. It blows cold air, the fan works, everything works. But it comes out of different vents, and it seems like I lost the defrost. Wow, it rhymes. Feature, because now when I press different buttons for different zones, it no longer corresponds with the button. So I can tell you a little bit more about it. I was kind of busy. I didn't have time to go in depth. But to test out this theory, I'm going to start the car, and I tell you, you know, I'm assuming we all kind of watch, like this group that watches my channel probably watches some of the larger channel, like Bill from Auto House of Naples, and he always complains about the hot and humid weather in Florida where he's at. But man, I tell you, I'm in Illinois, and today, although it's not a very hot day, it's probably like 85 degrees. Oh my God, is it humid? You know, and I wear glasses too, and so I can relate to the fact that everything is fogging up. Now, not my viewfinder, so I can see that, but yeah, my glasses, you know, the whole dripping scenario, yes, that's happening right now. So I am lucky enough that my AC works, but let's explore kind of what it's doing or not doing right now. And I do have some paperwork also to share with you towards the end of this, because I did end up going to a local repair shop there. And very small. They didn't even have a paved lot, but I'll show you. You see right now, if you guys can see that, 106,885 miles. All right, so anyway, we're gonna get it all the way. All right, so we're gonna start off with vent, with dash. We're gonna do the close it off, and we're gonna just crank it up all the way. All right, so you can hear the fan. The fan is happening right now. It's 85 degrees, so it's not that bad, but man, the humidity is killing me. And I don't like the humidity. So check this out. So coming out of this vent back here, these vents, yeah, it's blowing cold air. You know, considering the car is not moving. But when it moves, it becomes pretty cold. And this is since I've added half a can of coolant there underneath the hood there, and everything was fine. Yeah, yeah, it's cold. No problem. Now I'm gonna shut these off so it doesn't steal any more air, and then I usually shut this off here too, so I can have more air out of these three. And guess what? Right now, nothing is currently coming out of either one. Or you know what? Maybe 1% of cold air I can feel through these. But you know where I can feel real well? Look, in the feet. So I got my classic sandal sock combo. All right, we're gonna go down here. Yep, it's coming out of here, definitely. Okay. I never kind of. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I was like, where is it coming from here? It's coming from the feet, right there. Okay, that's not good. That's not what we want. Now I wonder, is it coming out of the other side too? Yep, on the other side there's the same vent. Okay, so that's not good. All right, well, let's do the bi-level. Okay, so it just switched. It's cold, that's the thing. Like, I was really afraid of not having AC this summer, but that's a different problem. All right, so let's see. Yes, still coming really strong out of the feet area, but now it's probably where before it was probably 1%. Now it's probably 10%. 10% is coming out of here. So it does have the ability to switch zones, but it's not doing it for whatever the reason is. Yeah, so it is coming out, yeah. I mean, really weak. For some reason, this vent, out of this vent, it comes out way stronger than out of these two. Wow. Very strange. What about this one? Yeah, it's coming out, yeah, it's about the same. So this side seems to be stronger. This side seems to be weaker. Now, it's all coming out cold, keep in mind. And then right here, yeah, these seem to be unaffected. So, yeah, feet, you see, wearing sandals, yep. Okay. Now, what happens when we switch to feet? And I'm using the recirc, so it kind of so it's stronger. All right. So now it does come out of the feet area. Okay, it's no longer coming out of here. And by the way, none of these levels is coming out of here, out of the defrost, out of the window setting. Nothing. Nope. I'm keeping the door open so I don't suffocate in here. Yeah. So the feet seem to be the one that works the best, pretty much out of all of them. Now what happens when we click here? Yeah, so none of these work right now. What happens when we click here? Okay, I felt, as I was doing this and it was switching inside, I felt a gust of, yeah, okay, so it's coming out of here again. But not out of the top. And that's what's going to be the biggest problem, I think. Yeah, none of it. Right now, it's not that big of a deal. So right now, for whatever the reason is, yeah, it's split between the feet, which I can feel it, not as strong as I should, but the defrost setting, I don't feel anything out of here, out of any one of these. Yeah. Okay, now the funniest part is right up here. Switching to defrost, and at this point I can't do the recirc. So now it's no longer coming out of the feet at all. It's coming out of the dash pretty strong, not 100%, but maybe 70%. It comes out of here. Yep. But nothing out of the defrost. That is so strange. Now, you know, the rear defrost is unaffected. Yeah, I mean, it's 60 degrees, so it's coldest it's been. Yeah, so not complaining about the how cold it is. Yeah, it comes out, the back is fine. Now I guess that there's no back settings, like there's no feet, I mean, settings here, so if I just shut this off, it's, yeah. So technically speaking, you know, right now I'm filming this, it's kind of the middle of August, so technically speaking, I can drive the rest of the season like this and it'll be okay. You know, I will get my AC, I will get my heat, no problems. You know what, maybe I shouldn't say that. Let me actually try to turn off the AC. Let me actually try to increase the temperature. I haven't tried it on the heat yet, so I have no clue. No, it's coming out warm. Yeah, oh yeah, it's coming out hot. Yeah. So. Okay, yep, so it's cold. Get AC going. I hope. Uh-oh. Did I just stumble on something else? Oh crap. Nope. It took a second, but it's colder now. I was like, oh my god. Did I just get it stuck on full heat? No. Nope, no, it's cold. Okay, thank God. Keep in mind, like I said, it's pretty hot today and humid, so it takes a while. Plus the car's not going anywhere, so. All right, so now we identified a problem. This is what I did about it. First and foremost, I ran this test. I remember this test that I've done, and I saw other people do it. So off feet auto, and I let it cycle, you know, cycle through. and it did give me an error code, so I just did it as I was driving. I know some people do it with the car off. You know, I don't know if it's going to give any other result. We'll try it. But it did give me an error code there on the left. So we'll try and see what it does. Come on. $12.63. $12.63. Okay. Okay, so it does give me a code, but here's the thing. When I bought this car, it was doing the same thing, but the problem back then was that actually it was a little different, and I didn't do anything about it. It would take a minute for it to switch. Let's say if I had it on the vent here on the dash, it was fine, it would work, come out when it should be. But then if I switched to another level, it would take extra 30 to 60 seconds to switch between these levels. So I didn't really do much about it. It's it wasn't that big of a deal for me, and as recent as you know, a few weeks ago, it was fine. You know, okay, so I can turn it off. I guess it's just gonna keep displaying it until you hit off. And then, oh, okay, so you just switch to auto again. Well, you know what? I didn't check this out. So if I click here, where is it gonna blow on the auto setting? Feet. All right, so it really likes the feet setting right now. Yeah. Yeah, maybe 1% out of the dash. Okay, so this has really no effect on it. Yeah. Okay. So I guess if I want my feet cold, that's the best thing to do. So anyway, yeah, I didn't fix anything, and I just kept driving it, and I'm like, you know, it doesn't make that much of a sense if it just takes some extra time to switch between levels. What do I care? Yeah, I guess it's really hot. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, so yeah, so switching here somehow switches it to the vent out of the dash. All right, come on. So here's what I did. So I stopped by a local place right there. This is where I stopped. Really small town shop. I blocked out my phone number in case you guys are wondering what that is. And they had a big sign on the door. Any kind of inspections is $16. So because I didn't really have a whole lot of options, I was like, all right, fine, charge me $16, tell me what's going on. So here's my AC diagnosis, $16, paid via card. They didn't really put anything else over here. But then he gave me this little piece of paper to go with it. Took him about an hour. And he said that it's my HVAC control module that needs to be replaced. Now that's his handwriting. I looked at it, I'm like, well, I know that there is some dashes in Ford part numbers. Can you tell me what those are? Because I don't know what these are, and I don't know if it's a Z or a 2. So he told me 3W1Z-19E624-AA, which is the HVAC control module. I've asked him, is it this module, this control panel? He said no. I'm asking him, is it that whole blend door actuating motor? He said no. This is a different part that sits inside your dash. And he said he couldn't get it. He called the Ford dealership in town there, which I filmed that before. And he said that they don't have this part in stock. It could be something from a junkyard. It could be something maybe I could find in a larger city. But it's not something that he could do for me. And he said even if I had it, this thing needs to be programmed to a specific car. And that's about it. So I paid my $16 and I left thinking, okay, I'll deal with it when I get home, when I have free time. So I guess my next stop, and this will be the next video, I will try to find this part. And my car is actually due for an oil change pretty soon. So check this out. Well, you guys can't see that. 106,825 miles. And my next oil change, I know we're past due on the time, but it's 107,200 because I kept driving other cars. I didn't really, let's see if I can. Well, I know it's all floaty for you guys. Yeah, I didn't really have the time to do anything with it. Now I do. So next time there's an oil change, which is about 300 miles or so. Let's see, what does it tell me? 35% oil life left. I will research this part. I'm probably not gonna buy it. I mean, I'll check to see if I can even find it, because this guy Hannigan, it's actually the Hannigan who's the owner, told me that it's really difficult to find. Could be I could possibly do it from a junkyard, but at the same time he said that it needs to be programmed. It needs to be programmed by a Ford tool, which once again, being a small time shop, he doesn't have it. So here we are, folks. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but the next video I will show you the tool, the part, my search for it. What am I gonna come across? And next time I need an oil change, I will go to my mechanic and I'll talk to him about it. We'll see you next time. So I'm currently running the same test, but now the car is off. I know that when I did it the first time, I got different results with the car off and the car on, so I'm gonna check to see if I get anything different this time around. Nope, same thing. 1263. 1263. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Now we know.